From butchering French assassins with shotgun shells to that infamous library book fight, John Wick made the act of killing into an art form. Without further ado, here's John Wick's kill count in all 4 movies. Let's get into it. The story of John Wick is quite a simple one. A high-profile assassin wants to leave his life behind in order to have a good relationship with his wife. He successfully leaves, but his old life tries to cling back to him. After his wife dies, he ends up getting involved in the industry once again, and they make an attack on his life. They kill his dog and steal his car. There's obviously a lot more to it than that, but that's how John Wick got back into the business. This is where the first film begins, and where the entire franchise kicks off from. It's been one hell of a ride, right? As John Wick tries to make his own path, he faces countless enemies.
We called him Baba Yaga. Boogeyman? Well, John wasn't exactly the boogeyman. He was the one you sent to kill Boogeyman.
Wick ain't a man who's gonna back down though, so he shows them how dangerous he can truly be. There are a myriad of killers throughout the John Wick franchise, and Wick carries a very high kill count. But he's been seen using knives, his bare hands, cars, and anything he can get his hands on to finish his enemies. He mainly uses things like pistols, but occasionally picks up a rifle if someone else drops it. He's the sort of man to pick up guns as he kills, and that allows him to get a very long kill count. By the end of the 4th chapter of John Wick, things have basically become a video game at this point. He's going through each level, killing every enemy he can get to the finish line. It's like Mario stomping on all his enemies to get to the castle at the end. It's just part of the plan. With the ending of John Wick 4 asking if he's really dead and what's going to happen next, he certainly left a huge legacy. There have been many breakdowns over the years on John Wick's kill count, but they've been recently updated with the advent of the 4th chapter. In the first John Wick, we see 77 on-screen deaths at the hands of John Wick, and that number rose to 128 in the 2nd chapter. John made even more powerful enemies in chapter 2, leading chapter 3 to have a good amount of kills as well, a staggering 94. Damn, he killed less in the 3rd chapter. Well, yeah, that's because he was on the run for most of the time, and there was a lot more plot in that one.
Tick tock, Mr. Wick. Tick tock. Tick tock. Tick tock. Tick. No time to dilly-dally, Mr. Wick.
John Wick 2 was much more of a kill fest than the rest of the films. Then we move on to John Wick 4, where Wick has seemingly killed around 140 enemies in one movie all by himself. Damn, he's insane, right? He's a man who doesn't back down from a fight, and that's why he's got so many notable kills throughout the franchise. There are some super iconic ones, so let's discuss them. I mean, it wouldn't be a John Wick kill count video without discussing some of the most insane feats he's ever performed. There's the iconic unkillable sumo wrestler moment in the 2nd film, which was a tense moment in the cinema, that's for sure. He's avoiding all the assassins and trying to make sure he gets out alive, but has to fight a real sumo wrestler. Did you know this guy was actually played by a sumo wrestler in real life as well? Now that's good casting. John has a lot of trouble taking this guy down, but that makes it into one of the most iconic fights in the franchise. In our eyes, John Wick Chapter 2 also features one of the most iconic kills in cinematic history. That, of course, is the pencil scene. John Wick is so freaking cool and had a legendary status of killing 4 guys in a bar with a pencil. Ever since we heard that line in the film, we've always wanted to see it, and Chapter 2 delivered this gory glory. We finally got to see him kill a load of guys with a pencil, and it was disgustingly fantastic. John was such a badass at this moment, and it shows how amazing of a fighter he really is. I guess we can have a pencil to his go-to weapon list, am I right? But honestly though, most of his kills were done with pistols or melee, as he tends to get up close and personal with his enemies. John isn't the type of guy to sit at the back and pick people off slowly. He rushes in and kicks everybody down. That's probably why he has such a high kill per minute in each film, which is an insanely huge feat for any badass action hero. In the first John Wick film, he kills on average one person every minute and 18 seconds, which is insane. Chapter 2 sees an average of 1 kill every 57 seconds. Parabellum sees 1 kill every 1 minute and 23 seconds. And finally, John Wick Chapter 4 sees an average of 1 minute and 20 seconds per kill. Wick is a complete badass and probably outkills many of the biggest action heroes in history. John Rambo and John McClane ain't got nothing on John Wick. Another interesting way to look at all of his kills is the time frame of the movies. Though it's been a considerable amount of time between the first film's release and Chapter 4, these movies actually only take place over the course of a week or so. This means that John Wick is killing an average of 42.7 people per day. Yeah, that's insane. He's kind of a psychopath if you think about it, but I guess he is fighting for his life. John Wick 4 does move the timeline over a little bit, as Wick needs to recover from his injuries before killing the Elder during the opening moments of the film. If you look back to the ending of Parabellum, John Wick was quite heavily injured, but that's not the first time.
So, let me ask you, John, how do you feel? You pissed, John? Are you? Yeah.
Throughout the franchise has been injured quite a lot, but it didn't hinder his kill counts. It's hard to track all of the injuries which he has faced throughout the films, but here's a quick rundown. By the time we get to the fourth film, I'm surprised he's even walking at this point. He's been hit over the head, which caused him to pass out. He's had several facial lacerations. He was branded with a hot iron on his shoulder, stabbed in his arm, stabbed in his other shoulder, shot in the stomach, had his finger cut off, and he's been walking with a limp for several films now. Damn, Wick really has been through the gutter, hasn't he? I guess it's payback for all the people he's killed, but it's still sad to see our protagonist super injured. I mean, it's not like he's wearing bulletproof armor all the time, but as an assassin, he knows how to deal with these injuries. He's been able to move on through these injuries because of his training and his drive to finish things. The kill count is a popular topic amongst the entire fan base on social media and the vast internet. In fact, it's become a huge staple of the series and honestly is why people want to watch the films. Each film upped the ante in terms of the number of kills and how creative they are. I mean, we got the pencil fight, didn't we? So, from John Wick's kill count to why this all began in the first place. That was John Wick's kill count in all 4 movies. We hope you enjoyed today's video.